Hi, my name is Josh, and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity. What is up, my watch friends? So, check this out. Today, I want to do an update to a video that I did a little while ago. It was about my Sinn 104. So it was specifically the blue Sinn 104 limited edition. I can't remember from what year it was, probably 2020 maybe. So I went through all the details in that other video of what was going on with the watch and why it needed to go in for repair. Now, I'll give you a quick update real quick. Watchbuys is the US AD for Sinn. And Watchbuys uses RGM for their warranty and repair work. Now, RGM is an independent watchmaker, and I've heard nothing but good things about them, even though I've never experienced one of their watches, and I've never experienced their customer service side or their service, watch service side of things. And so this was a whole kind of new experience for me trying to go through it. I mentioned in the other video, the only other thing close to it is when I used the Seiko service center in New Jersey one time, which that was a severe lesson learned, and I will never do that again. Never send a thing to Seiko, in my opinion. That was the worst experience ever. However, I have now gotten the watch back from RGM. It is fixed, and I kind of want to just share with you how all that went. Now, I'll talk about it towards the end of the video, but I don't have the watch. So that's why we're showing a picture collage up for this video instead of me doing any kind of a live video filming anything in front of the camera. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. And in fact, I may do another update or a follow-on video to this video if it's something you're interested in. So I'll ask you later to put that down in the comments. But here's what we're looking at. The real big question was the gear broken from changing the date between 9 and 3. Some people call that the danger zone, and it's a no-no, right? With automatic watches, I mentioned in the other video too, but Mark at Long Island did a wonderful video explaining how the gears work and the mechanisms for that. And when you're in that 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. window, if you force a date change on that using the quick date change function, it can potentially strip one of the teeth off of that gear. And so when I originally talked to the guy at Watchbuys, he said, hey, it kind of sounds like that's what's going on. But he said, send it in and they would be able to know immediately once they opened it up and once a trained watchmaker took a look at it. And, here's what's sad about this. I don't know the answer. They never gave me the answer. Now, this comes with good news and bad news, right? So the bad news is I don't know if that's what occurred or not. However, the good news is they fixed it for free and sent it back to me. Now, we'll talk about this in a second too. They didn't really give me any updates during the process. I mailed it to them with the letter following all the instructions that they, tell you to do. And I'm trying to recall some of this back now as I record this, so don't hate me too much for not remembering every detail or keeping detailed notes of this as I went through it. But I think I got an email from them when they received the watch saying, hey, we've received your watch. And then it kind of was silence for however long. And then all of a sudden, I got an email with a shipping notification. And I don't even know that I knew it was from RGM. And with me, y'all know my hobby's crazy. Doing this channel's kind of crazy. My collection is kind of crazy. The whole name of this channel being Insanity is a play on words for that exact reason. I probably get, anywhere from 2 to 12 watches in and out a week. And so when I got the shipping notification, I didn't necessarily know what it was for because I've got so many incoming and outgoing. It's like, okay, well, here's another one. And I always keep them in a folder, right, in my inbox because I never know when I'm going to have to go look it up or track one down, right? If it's been a while and I'm like, oh, wait, that should have been here. But the problem with the RGM process was I don't know that I knew what time frame to even expect for them to turn the watch around. They might say it on the website. I don't know. But I kind of went into it just saying, well, it's going to be several weeks, if not a couple of months. And so I'll just be patient. That's kind of what I thought. And because they had said that I might have to pay for the repair if it was the whole date change thing, I kind of expected, hey, I'll hear from them for them to confirm whether it was that or not. Like, I'm sure that if they wanted me to pay for it, they would have probably let me know. So I guess the no news is good news adage comes into play here, right? It's like, I'm kind of glad I didn't hear from them because, well, they didn't charge me and they did it all for free under warranty. Now, of course, RGM charges that back to either Watchbuys or to Sinn. I don't know how that works on the back end, but for me, out of pocket, there was no expense other than maybe me shipping it there. I think I paid for that. I think they maybe paid for shipping back to me, but don't quote me on that. Again, I have so many things incoming and outgoing. I pay for shipping for so many things. My shipping bill, if you run another channel, if you're one of my friends that has a channel, y'all know what I'm talking about. My shipping and sometimes insurance on shipping, the cost of that sometimes overshadows the watches. Oh man, it's a lot. So anyway, back to RGM. My only piece of feedback, and I don't know that anybody from RGM is ever going to watch this video, but overall it was a wonderful experience. In fact, I would look at using RGM again if I have another watch that needs service. So now, of course, I'm probably gonna have to pay for that out of pocket. I will need to like get a price quote from them because again, I think it would be on the high side, but I don't know. Maybe that's what I want to know in the comments. Do you have a watchmaker that does repairs that does not charge crazy fees? That you can mail watches in and out, because I don't have anything local to me, and I'm even in a pretty decent sized city, and I called around. None of the ADs, no one in the North Carolina area where I'm at, nobody does service repair work. And so everybody I called said, well, they mail it somewhere. And so at that rate, well, I can just mail it somewhere, right? I don't have to send it to the AD for that. Again, unless it's under warranty and I'm trying to get it for free. But put it down in the comments. Have you found a watch repair place that will service watchmakers? And I'm talking about like a trained watchmaker. So for example, I know Fed does his videos with his watchmaker at Delray Watches. I've never used them. He always talks about how they're very backed up, and so it's very hard to even get an opening to maybe get a watch serviced for them unless you're buying it from them or selling them the watch, that kind of thing. And so I'm not sure about that, but I'm looking for something like that, like Hans, right? A very honest, skilled, trustworthy, what I think is trustworthy anyway, watchmaker that does good work. I'd love to see that. Now, I think that this is going to be one of those examples where you get what you pay for, and you probably don't want to skimp. Like, there's probably a reason RGM charges the prices they charge. I'm really curious if Cameron Weiss at Weiss Watches, now that they're in Tennessee, I wonder if they do any repair work other than Weiss watches. Like, would they work on an ETA movement for me? I mean, a lot of his movements are clones of ETA, so it would be similar stuff, but I don't know. I may have to check them out. Weiss's customer service is top notch, and I want another Weiss watch. That's in the list too. But yeah, so that's my only feedback. I'd love to have had some more ongoing status throughout the process instead of just not knowing what was going on and then being told, oh, my watch is getting back to me. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, well, they didn't charge me, so that's good news, right? I wish I would have had a little bit better of a status. Now, the final note, and again, this is why I don't have the watch sitting in front of the camera right now to show you, I've sold it. So I got it back for repair. I function checked it. Everything was beautiful. Everything was immaculate. I want to say that they even left the sticker on the case back the way that I sent it to them. And so that was pretty cool. But yeah, everything checked out great. Function check, everything worked. I did basically all of the stuff that I did in my previous video, right? Where I flipped through all the days and then I did the changeover using the time function back to the date again. Everything worked flawlessly, and so I went ahead and sold it. Part of the interesting thing of this hobby, I think, is many of us are constantly on the look for the next thing, right? I mean, people talk about grail watches, but if we're honest, as soon as you get one, you kind of pick a new grail watch. You kind of start on the hunt for the next thing. I don't know if that's just me. I suspect it's many of you. I think it's many of us. And so I sold the Sinn, despite the fact that I loved it for several reasons. And none of them have to do with the fact that I had to get it repaired. None of it. My decision making was not for any of that reason. In fact, I sold the blue. The green was a loaner from a buddy of mine, so of course I returned that back to him. I do still have the black one, the flat black, and that's still in my collection. I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon because I really do adore that watch, and I do want to have one Sinn 104 in my collection. So right now that's the black one. However, I think I might be looking at another blue one. The future one that I get would replace or might replace the black one in my collection, because again, I don't think I need to have multiples. And so yeah, this is where I kind of want to know, down in the comment section, would you be interested in me doing a follow-up video sharing why I sold the blue limited edition and which one I would be looking at if I bought a future blue Sinn 104? If so, I can do that. And I don't know, I don't want to do review videos, so doing that kind of stuff, talking more about the hobby and the goings on and the collector side of things and the incoming, outgoing, I think that's what I want to talk about more. So anyway, this is my update on the Sinn 104. Again, I hope my last video was in no way accusatory of anybody who had touched that watch prior to me handling it. Based on the fact that RGM fixed it for free, and based on what Watchbuys, the guy at Watchbuys told me, I'm going to assume it was not the danger zone date change thing. I'm going to assume it was a factory defect, and that's why they fixed it. And so, yeah, I hope my last video was in no way accusatory. This update, of course, should be in no way accusatory. You know, this hobby is really only as good as it is because of the people that are in it. And that's why I say at the end of every one of my videos, right? Remember what really matters. It's not watches. It is those other folks, right? And so the Sinn 104 and the repair that had to occur for it, you know, that's just part of doing the hobby. But this hobby would be nothing if it wasn't for the great people in it. And one of those great people is who I got that watch from. I'm still so appreciative of him for even selling it to me, right? Because it was sold out, and he didn't charge me a stupid markup and all that. We did the whole friends thing. So, yeah. Anyway, all of that said, let me know. Do you want to know why I sold it? Because I say all of that, and I don't have it anymore. I sold it. But yeah, do you want to know why I sold it and what I might replace it with? With that one, we'll call this one to a wraps. Until we talk again, my friends, please remember what really matters, and that's not watches. Keep the insanity sane.